Everybody, welcome to week 10. Sorry if I seem kind of weird. I'm not used to recording on the tablet. My phone, we don't have cell phones anymore. We have just the landline now. It's due to money issues. So I'm bigger at least because I know when I record with my cell, it's all skinny and everything. But yeah, I'm getting off track. I have everything written down, so that's why I'm looking downwards. Let's see. So, some updates. I am still sick, and with the symptoms I've been having, I believe I either have bronchitis, which I only seem to get when I'm pregnant, which is some weird phenomenon. I don't understand it. Or I have pneumonia, because I looked it up last night, and I basically have like 5 out of the 7 things that they listed as symptoms of pneumonia, so I wouldn't be surprised if I have that. I want to go see my general practitioner doctor and see if they can give me something to take for it. But I don't know what you can take for pneumonia. I think you just have to let it run its course, but I have no idea. Oh, and like you guys like my Mickey ears? My daughter laughed at me and my husband laughed at me too and said that I look weird, but I don't care. Let's see, along with the sickness, I have had a really crappy stomach the past couple days. I don't know if it's pregnancy related or what, and you'll have to excuse the cough. It's just, when I get to talking a lot or when I do a lot of activity, it just brings it on, kind of like asthmatics. That's what I'm dealing with. So that's what also makes me think I might have bronchitis, because it's not like difficult to breathe. It's just like when I take deep breaths, that is when I start to cough really bad. The only uh respite how do you say that word? Is it respite or respite? I never did know. Whatever. The only like vacation that I've taken from the cough is when I go to sleep. But then I wake up and it's like it's built up overnight and I feel like it's just horrible, even worse when I wake up. But there's a lot of mucus involved and I don't know, you guys. It's been, let's see, the 21st, so not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, I think. It'll be a month that I'll have been sick. That is ridiculous. And this always happens to me. I don't get quick sicknesses. They take like weeks and weeks to go away. And it's even worse because I'm pregnant. So my immune system is already compromised. But anyway, I'll stop talking about that. You guys are probably bored out of your minds. It's almost 3 minutes that I've been talking about it. So this past Thursday, or the Thursday of this week that we're in still, I went and saw my high risk doctor. Because we have the whole landline deal and we're not using cell phones anymore, I wasn't able to contact them and I was half an hour late to my appointment. So they were all shitty to me. But, what do you expect? When I made them wait, they made me wait too. I had to drop my kids all the way across town at my grandmother's because I just couldn't have them distracting me while I was talking to my doctor. And then I went to McDonald's as well to get breakfast, which I ended up getting lunch because they had closed breakfast. Whatever, I'll talk about my frustrations with that in a minute. But yeah, I got weighed, and then my doctor, I was seeing a resident that day. I also saw my high risk doctor, but the resident was the one who did the majority of the appointment. And she prescribed me insulin, which I had a strong feeling they were going to do anyway, but I was rooting to get on pills because I've been on metformin before for my diabetes. But she said no, that they're going to do insulin. So there's that. My high risk doctor talked to me about transferring my services to their hospital, and because they're closer to me, instead of going to see them for high risk services and then having to go all the way across town to see my regular OB who I started the pregnancy with. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet. He also said at the 20-week ultrasound is when they are going to check me for a short cervical length. And they did that with my son because I don't know, they may have attributed that to why I had my daughter early. And so at 22, excuse me, between 20 and 22 weeks, I want to say, is when they started checking me at the old hospital with my son. Uh, they did weekly cervix checks to make sure that it wasn't getting shorter. Because when your cervix, I guess, shortens, it means you can have baby early because it goes to dilation and stuff. I don't know. I'm not a doctor and I don't really remember the reasoning, but he said if anything looks abnormal at the 20-week ultrasound, like the one they do on my stomach, they're going to do the vaginal ultrasound to check for my cervical length. And a couple weeks after that, that is when he'll start talking to me about getting a cerclage placed. And I think I mentioned this in my last video, or maybe you guys already know if you've been pregnant. A cerclage is when they numb you up and then they go in and they stitch your cervix closed. And for women who have short cervixes or other problems like miscarrying early, anything where your cervix is jacked up, that is when they talk to you about stitching. And I didn't want to do it with my son. That is what made me switch hospitals with him, because my high-risk doctor at that point disagreed with me. And I told him at 25 weeks, there's no way I'm having a cerclage placed because the risk of miscarriage was too high for me, in my opinion and in my situation. If you guys want to do that, if you're currently pregnant and they're talking to you about getting the stitch, that is up to you, because every pregnancy is different, every woman is different. I'm not hating on anybody who gets it done, and hell, I might even get it done this time. I'm considering it, for if anything goes wrong. Um, he also mentioned at 16 weeks is when he wants to start the progesterone shots, which are, it's the synthetic hormone progesterone, and you get it in your butt cheeks, which is fun. Sarcasm. Uh, I think I said this last week. Yeah, that's to keep me pregnant. And with my son, I had him done from weeks 14 to 34, and obviously I made it with him. I went to 36 weeks before I had a C-section with him. So, yeah, he said 16 weeks for sure is when they want to start that. Um, Monday of this week, I met with my diabetes educator, and we basically went over what I should and shouldn't eat and drink. We went over carb counting, and we also went over exercise. So whatever that happened. I think I'm going to be seeing a nurse at my new hospital, for diabetes education now, and to keep track of my blood sugars and stuff. So yeah, I'll update you guys on that if anything happens. I don't know. I gotta hurry up. I'm at 8 minutes. Um, I have an appointment with my regular OB scheduled for this coming Thursday. And I know he's going to do an ultrasound and whatever else. I'm not entirely sure what the appointment's going to entail. But I also have one scheduled with my high risk doctor on the 21st, so 2 Mondays from now. I'm not sure if I should just skip the one scheduled for this week and just go to the high risk one the next week. Because it seems excessive to me, because I know they're going to do an ultrasound at both appointments. But I want to make sure baby's okay, and if I can get multiple ultrasounds, I'm gonna do that, because not a lot of women are afforded that choice. They have to go like weeks between ultrasounds, so I feel lucky, like I've been blessed with that, even though it's a high risk thing. So I'm not blessed in the high risk end of it, but whatever. So yeah, I mentioned the cell phone thing. Oh, it has been a pain in the ass, you guys, not having a cell phone. Oh my god. And this, I need to hurry up. I'm at 9 minutes. But with my appointments and stuff, like the whole thing that happened where I couldn't reach them, and then I was half an hour late, it's so shitty. I need to time my stuff better. And yeah, so with Medicaid, that's the insurance we're trying to get. They haven't said anything back to us, and we submitted on the 2nd of October. So we should have heard back from them by letter, email, something. So that's why I couldn't get my insulin. I haven't been taking my insulin because it's like $400 at the pharmacy. So that's fucking ridiculous. All right, I'm going to stop this and make this a part 1, and then I'll record a second video to talk about my cravings and some other stuff. All right. See you in part 2.